Okay, so recently I bought a game that I've been looking at for a little while. With my unquenched thirst for movement shooters and how little there are in the mainstream, I've looked to my favorite peer for help. After looking through a small compilation of movement shooters, one in particular stood out to me, and that game is called Get to the Orange Door. Now, I know what you're asking. What could I possibly do in this game? What's the goal? And I'll tell you, as a master of my craft, I was able to spend a couple hours figuring out what the title of this game actually meant. Believe it or not, this game is a game about getting to an orange door. Mind-blowing stuff, I know. With big elements from games like Titanfall 2 and Risk of Rain, this game is able to make a very interesting identity for itself. The visuals are very unique, and I can definitely appreciate all the effort that was put into them, but that is a topic for another time. There's a lot to unpack with how this game looks, and a lot of the feelings I have about games like it. Anyways, if you like Risk of Rain or Titanfall, keep watching this video because this might just be your next favorite game. The gameplay and how you progress definitely resembles Risk of Rain to a certain extent. You have to complete levels at a time, and get to an orange door and complete an exit door event. I'll explain the exit door event in more detail in a moment and put footage on screen. As you progress through the game, you're going to get to a higher threat level, which makes the game more challenging the farther you get in. If you like that challenge, I'd recommend combining it with a little bit of speedrunning, because I'd like to see more of that. There are boxes and power-ups all around the map, and if you have the dollar amount that is listed on the box, you can buy it. This is usually something like equipment or a gun. There are also COD zombies-like power-ups hidden around the map, but they're a lot less significant and pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you're just supposed to survive as long as you can. I'd like to see competitions in the future, perhaps speedrunning all the way up to the first boss. Whoever gets there first wins. Alright, the bosses. So basically, once you get past the first few stages, there's going to be a boss waiting to fight you. And Jesus Christ, that thing is scary if you do not have a good weapon. This one's pretty simple. There's a bunch of guns such as pistols, revolvers, shotguns, LMGs, SMGs, ARs, etc. They're all pretty strong, but you still have to hit your shots. Like any movement shooter, I like the long rifles and revolvers, but all of the guns feel pretty well-rounded. Okay, I will say that the visuals sometimes make me feel like this beast or an unkillable god, only to be brought back to the saddening reality that that is not the case, which I think is actually a fun game mechanic. Just think Titanfall 2 gunplay. The music in the game really fits the style of the maps, and I really like that. I don't know exactly what genre to call it. I would say electronic. That's probably not accurate. I am not a music person. I talk about Genshin Impact. I like the menu music, I like the in-game music, and if I don't forget, you should be hearing it right now while I'm talking. I think the music can really set the tone of a game, and since it's not gloomy and dark, it kind of makes you feel more in control of the situation. So instead of feeling like, oh wow, I'm going into this super hard stage, it's more like I need to perform on my own. You know what's coming at you because of the threat level. It kind of just gives you the vibe of the game the entire time. Okay, so this game's still in early access, and I think it would be nice for me to give my own personal suggestions to the game developers. Funny side note here, me and the developer, I'll put him on screen. You never guess who he's also subscribed to. Yeah, who would have thought? I got a kick out of that when I first went to his channel. I was like, oh my god, look, we're both General Sam stans. Anyways, I think a 1v1 or arena mode would be pretty cool. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, just enough that I can fight against my friends with the fun gunplay you have. I think perhaps adding more bosses would be great. Perhaps one that's large, has pretty slow attacks that are hard hitting, and a pretty fat health bar would be fun to play against. Also, a big sniper rifle that loads one round at a time and shoots a beam at enemies while knocking the player back, I think could be used to not only have fun in-game, but also used for movement. I like the idea of being able to shoot my gun in one direction in order to get an extra boost in the other. I think this could perhaps open the door for secret areas you can only get to by trick-shotting with that gun, which could then lead to, I don't know, achievements at some point. If you make that boss I just suggested, or that gun I just suggested, a part of the game, I demand that they be called Deco, one or the other. And if you add the big boss and you already made the sniper rifle, call him Big Man. However, I will say, alright, this game still feels completely full of content, even without the stuff I suggested. I just think it would be fun stuff to add to make the player experience a little bit better. If you can, I'd recommend picking up the game. It's only $15 on Steam, and it goes towards supporting a developer who obviously cares about his game. I'm looking at you, literally every AAA developer, holy shit, stop releasing unreleased games. Anyways, Chivalry is dead. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the new subscribers that we've been getting. I don't know why you want to watch me. Anyways, have a good one. Bye-bye.